I can't wait for this game. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a very electric crowd. These guys are definitely ready to play us. It's kind of a big game for us, not only because it's the Huskies, but because these guys are coming off of a loss that they really had a chance to win that game. So they're definitely going to be extra fired up for this game. And, we just got an opponent that's very stacked on all fronts. And so it's going to be definitely the best team that we play this year. And we're all looking forward to that challenge.
You're on the road. You always shouldn't play so well on the road. You like this game even more because it's going to be such a hostile environment.
Well, I think it's going to be cool because I never been there yet. So I do want to check it out. It's going to be a hostile environment, and I think that's part of the fun of it. But we'll also have a lot of our people coming too. It's a very passionate game between both fan bases. So I just can't wait to see how it all turns out. It's going to be just a lot of fun. That's really what I'm just banking on.
Ryan, in terms of Colt, as one of the leaders of this team, how hard is it to see someone go?
It stinks to see him go, but I don't really know all the details of what happened. I pretty much found out the same way you did, so I have no idea what's going on.
Was it surprising?
Yeah, it was, but like I said, all I know is I just read in the news that that's what happened. So, it's over with, I guess.
You said you guys will obviously miss him. How'd you feel like everyone responded at practice? Was that talked about amongst you guys before practice started?
No, it wasn't. We just had to move on from it. I guess if you were to dwell on it, it kind of become a distraction.
Is it maybe less of a distraction? I know he was one of your teammates, but the fact that it's kind of been going on all year so far, is there maybe another side?
Well, see, it's different for me because I play defense. I don't see him as much, but I really like the kid. Like, I could consider myself being a good teammate with him, and I would definitely be a friend there if he needed it. So, I was on good terms with him. I don't really know what happened in between that, during the season, but it's sad to see him go, but he's gone, so I don't really know what else to say about it.
How tough was he to defend in practice, given his size and speed and athleticism? How much do you think the offense would miss a weapon like that?
Well, see, the thing about him is that he was a great player. He was a special player. I covered him all the time, but I think also that these other guys, they kind of learn from that, and they're trying to use that to their advantage. So they definitely picked up something from him, but they've also made it their own. We got Johnny, we got Pharaoh. These guys are ready to go play. So I guess we just got to let them get out there now.
Given that you've defended all those guys, do you notice a drop off? And I don't mean to disparage those guys, but given Colt could be a potential first-round draft pick, do you sense a little bit of a drop off there in terms of the size, speed, and athleticism?
No, I don't really, because these guys, they're good, They come out there and they make things happen. And pretty much that's what it's always about, getting out there and trying to make plays.
Looking at Washington, they got Keith Price, obviously, Bishop Sankey. They're a pretty balanced team. How do you attack that defensively?
Well, the best thing to do is you just got to focus on whatever your key is, we got to worry about the receivers most of the time, so that's what we're going to do. Our linebackers are going to have to handle that run, and we also have this quarterback that's going to run this read option and also do some play action. We got to stay disciplined in our coverage and make sure that we just give these D linemen a chance to go after him and attack him. So, pretty much we're going to have to play it similar to the way we play our own offense and make sure that we contain everything, because, you mess up on one thing, they can be gone on you.
You're like fourth in the nation, I think, in scoring defense, and I know it gets overlooked sometimes because of the offense. But do you like where this team is defensively so far, brother?
Yeah, I think we've been playing great. We've been holding people to very few points lately, and it seems like a good way for us to go. I believe that the way that we play a lot of defense and not as much offense. But then it always turns out that they're not scoring as many points, so it looks good for both ends.
Do you have to is it the conditioning part of this? Because you are, like you said, on the field probably 40 and 60 minutes almost every day.
You definitely got to get in shape for it, but it's not really something that you just appear and like you've done it. You definitely got to get used to it, but after a while, it becomes second nature. The way that everybody practices, though, we're in pretty good shape during practice, so the game, it slows down quite a bit. So during that time, you have much more time to recover in between. So I believe that just basically the way that we have always worked out in practice and things like that, it definitely helps us with conditioning for the whole game.
There's been a lot of talk about Keith Price being back, so to speak, after a bit of a down year last year. How much in the film that you've seen so far of Keith Price this year improvement-wise from last year?
Well, he seems to be a little bit more comfortable back there. You know, his offensive line definitely doing a good job protecting him, but the scheme itself was definitely helping him out. You know, it's making the reads a little bit easier for him, letting him get his passes out quicker, things like that. So the guy is definitely he's got his offense clicking. So I believe it's more or less him getting more in sync with his offense rather than him just having like a down year. I don't think that's what that really was. I think he's really getting on his keys in his offense, and he's enjoying the way that they're working right now.
Been running a lot more up tempo, sort of similar to trying to be similar to what you guys are running. Does that almost feel like you guys are at an advantage of that in terms of defense because you're going against that every single day in practice?
I think yes and no. I mean, there's the fact that we're used to the fast play style, but you know they don't literally run the exact same plays as us. So I believe that we can get used to the way that they play, but we also know that they have plays that they like doing and things that they're really good at that are special, you know, unique to them. So that's what we got to keep in mind. But as far as the way that the tempo goes and the way that they spread the offense and things like that, you know, we kind of practice against that quite a few times. So I think we'll know what we're doing when we're out there.
After the way the first 4 games went for you guys, and then the way that first half went against Colorado, did that almost seem like a bit of a wake-up call for you guys? Obviously, you guys responded in the second half, but to be tested like that and be giving up some big explosion plays like that and some points like that in the first half.
Yeah, it was definitely a little bit frustrating. And, you know, we had to make sure that we make our adjustments to that. And that's what we did. And they tried to set up a couple things similar, but we didn't let it happen. I just believe that, you know, maybe we got a little lax or something like that, but we definitely we're not going to let that happen again. And it frustrated all of us to the point where we was like, hey, guys, we're all better than this. And we made that happen later in the game.